Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. If you could give me an audio check real quick before I start jawboning. I'm using my Bose headset today, so I'm not sure if you guys can pick me up clearly, if the volume's good. Just give me a 5x5. I'll be looking for a tweet in every response. Thank you. Appreciate that. Just hang tight for a minute or so. I told her by 4:30. All right, folks. Welcome back. This is going to be a very long one. Usually when I say it's short, it's a long one. So we're going to try to do a short and succinct presentation. It's about a subject matter I have very little experience with. Obviously, I mentioned on Twitter moments ago, I was asking folks with more insight and experience with these funded prop challenges and accounts that certain companies out there make allowance for people. And I asked several times, for the future side of it, and everybody was telling me, the Forex, prop fund and things like that. That wasn't helping me. So I needed to have some kind of framework to present. I get asked a lot, if I could talk about how to pass a prop fund challenge. I think I can speak pretty freely without me actually going out here and doing this, but I know some of you are going to be like, okay, just do it. It's so easy, so do it. You're essentially trading a demo account anyway. So I find it funny that people that will rag on me because I'm teaching with that medium for the protection that it offers me because I'm not a licensed financial advisor. They are doing the same thing when they're trying to pass these prop fund challenges. So I just want to toss that in there as a reminder because if it's that important for you to pass it to get to your funded account, what makes it any less significant as a teaching medium for people that have no experience? So post that as an opening question for all of you to chew on. All right, so how to pass a funded prop challenge. And I mentioned earlier by way of a poll, I knew I didn't need much time to see it. Right away, everybody was going through the $50,000 threshold. And I think most of that is because of the cost. Because you don't know if you're going to do well. You don't know if you're going to be successful. And in fact, if everyone was being honest and literally put on a polygraph, do you believe you're going to pass this? Probably not. They may say yes, but they'll fail that as a lie detector test. But most of them probably already expect that they're going to fail, but they just want to see what's going to happen. The equivalent of what every trader does with a demo. Well, the charts are moving around. I got time. I'm on lunch break. I got my phone in my hand, smoking on my cigarette. It's my 10 o'clock people time. Let's do the smoke break and let's try to do a demo trade and push the button, see what happens. That same mentality carries itself into these funded challenges. They think, well, what's a couple $100 if I go in here and spend $165, $175 for a funded account challenge? Hey, I might win, right? I might get in there and might get lucky and get something. And then that might encourage me to keep doing this. There's a lot of times folks that have reached out to me that have failed these challenges and asked for me to talk on it, speak on it, give my mind an opinion about it, and how I would do it if I were doing it. My son is about to do one. He did not pass. I saw somebody, I saw it in passing, but I so many tweets. If you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Somebody said that my son passed a evaluation. No, he did not. The only thing he did was he used the 14-day trial. So I was working with him in that regard, and I showed that screen recording with him. 95% of the executions he messed around with trying to do his own thing, pushing the button, seeing what happens, getting familiar with the platform. I just watched because I'm not familiar with it either. But he had some drawdown, and I helped him correct that on Friday, and you watch that happen. Every one of those trades was me telling him, do this, don't do that. Well, you can hear some of it in the little screen recordings. So no, he's not an ace. He's not a trader that can go out there and make money right now. He's absolutely green. In fact, he's very nervous because he thought it was going to be a lot easier for him, like video games, because he's a video gamer. So I'm going to give you my opinion on how I'm going to work with him in passing his evaluation. But one of the concerns before I go into this topic, I know there's a lot of funded accounts. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. I shouldn't say that word a lot because I don't know how many there are. There may not be a lot. Okay. But the bigger named ones are reaching out to me and tweeting to me, hey, look, we're waiting for you to do this. And to which I'm going to publicly respond here. I also know that you're waiting to do trade copiers. I'd do the same fucking thing. Trust me. If I saw somebody this good, I would be copying the fuck out of their trades. Okay. So, of course, it makes perfect sense. You all want me to sign on with y'all. In fact, you probably would pay me to do it versus me paying you. I get it. I understand. But I'm not going to rep any one particular company. I mentioned in passing, I won't say the name here because I don't want to get the impression that I'm in an affiliation with any one of them because I will never enter an affiliation with any funded account challenge, prop fund account. I won't do those types of things. I'm not looking for partnerships, and I don't want the drama that comes with all that shit. So I like to be a free agent where I can talk and give my free opinion, and it's not influenced by anything. If it's good, I'll say it's good. If it sucks ass, I'll tell you it sucks ass. Don't ask me about brokers because they all fucking suck. You're going to lose money, and you're always going to blame the broker. Sometimes they run shitty operations. Sometimes their customer service is lacking. It is what it is. You're not going to find a perfect broker. Every broker out there sucks. There you go. There's your blanket statement. But my approach to teaching my son Cameron, who is now 18 years old, he settled on a company that I don't know anything about. And there's a gentleman I support with viewership on YouTube. He uses them. And I'll just say that, and you can kind of like draw the lines together and see who I'm referring to. But he wanted to do the $150,000 account. And I asked him this morning, I said, why do you want to do that? He goes, it's because it's more money. And I said, what's wrong with the 50,000? Now, some of you assholes that are listening, they always look for some kind of angle to troll and rag me and whatever. It's not about the cost, okay? It's the basis of why does a trader choose to do that higher rung, especially as their first option. Just because you can afford to do it doesn't make it right. 99% of you that are doing these funded account challenges don't even have consistency yet in demo. You're just trying to gamble. You just want, what happens if I get a little bit of scratch, a little bit of money? That'll really help me. That'll motivate me. Then I'll take it serious. Then I'll learn. Then I'll start watching those fucking boring ICT videos, right? It'll be something to inspire me because I got some money in my pocket, some bread. When in fact, it's not advantageous at all for one of you to start with that higher end amount, whatever the higher thresholds are. I know there's other companies out there that offer larger quote unquote account balances, but you don't have those account balances. And I'm not going to beat up the whole idea that, if they say this is the most you can lose, this is the size of account you're trading with, that's bullshit too. That's not even accurate either. That's not an accurate assessment. You're not trading with whatever the max loss is. Because think about what you're saying. You're trading with full fucking margin, no stop loss. Let's go for broke on every trade, and you want to lose your entire account. That makes no sense. So the folks that sit on the sidelines and rib anyone that does these types of trading venues, they're talking out their ass too. So I'm trying to, and this is why I waited for a little while, and I'm probably still premature talking about it today, but because my son's about to endeavor in it, I'm sharing with you one of the things I've brought to his attention. And he's kind of wrestling with it. Being a typical 18-year-old, he thinks he knows everything, even the shit that I do. he thinks he has a strong opinion about. And I'm trying not to kill his spirit. I don't want to kill his will. I don't want to kill his spirit. I want to guide him. Okay, kind of like steering him in the right direction, but also allow him to fail a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that because he's going to learn more from doing that. But he wanted to do the 150,000, and I asked him this morning. I said, "Why do you want to do it?" He goes, "Because I can trade bigger." I said, "Do you remember what it felt like on Friday when that was just a trial? That's a trial." And I know the company that knows that that platform was their company. You're not going to know that account because it's not his account. I had a friend sign it up with his cell phone number because I know all you motherfuckers are waiting for me. So anyway, but he will obviously have to do it with his own. And one of my concerns is this, let's just say he follows the rules I'm going to outline here. Okay, I have them written down. If he follows them and he does well and he makes money, I'm concerned that what I'm outlining here isn't like gangbusters types of returns. It's nothing like that. It's bread and butter, build a baseline income, and start there as a foundation. Not win Robin's Cup type returns. Not fucking double the account in a day. Not get $15,000. That was just me fixing the shit he was doing in the account. That's all that was. His aptitude as a trader is infantile, like starting right now, baby pips level, preschool. That's where he's at. He's never had an active interest in it. He works at a coffee shop, and I've made him work that job. He pays for his own car insurance. He pays for his own gas. He pays for his own spending when his little girlfriend, which is visiting right now. She probably hears me raising my voice thinking, who the hell is he talking to? But I make him do that because I want all of my children to feel the desire to do better. Giving them money isn't going to help. It's just going to make them do what my oldest son thinks. Give me more. You gave me this, so give me more. And I don't want to create and cultivate that in the other ones. I learned my lesson with my oldest, and my daughter has no interest still in trading. She just wants to be a perpetual college student. So hopefully they see what Caleb's been doing, which is one of the instigations with Cameron. So Cameron has seen what Caleb is doing. So now my hopes are happening like I wanted to see them unfold. Not to the speed at which, I would like to see them happen as a father, but it's at least it's progress. And I'm trying not to be that typical dad. Join my alma mater, go to my college, do everything. I want them to find their own niche and their own little way of doing it, but I also don't want to see them fuck up. I want to see them take the right path. I'm not asking for you to give me input on it because none of you know my family. You don't know me. And I'm not going to take your advice in this regard. So I appreciate the willingness for some of you to want to tell me what your advice is about how I should teach them as ICT or their dad, but none of you are in a position to tell me how to do that. So just know that I'm not interested in your opinion, that specific topic. But I asked them this morning, I said, you wanted the $150,000, and that's not a problem. It's less than $400, big deal. I told him that I would pay that first amount because I want him to feel like I'm investing in him so that way it gives him a little bit. And some of you might say, well, you shouldn't have done that. He should have had to pay his own money. Yes, he should. In certain respects, he should. But I want him to know that he's investing his time and his energy and his attention. But dad's investing that little bit of money to make it feel like I really got to try harder than I would if it was just my own money, because it's not a lot of money. Even to him, it's not a lot of money. He doesn't have a car note. I paid it off on the 14th. I bought him a car. And for some of you that like to keep score on what it was, it's a simple fucking 2022 Sentra Nissan. It's brand new. It's not like big deal, okay, but it has every option for it. And for him at his age bracket and his girlfriend's impressed, and that's all that matters. It's easy on the gas. It's his car insurance because he had a car accident. It's just a little expensive. So because I make him work a job, and he doesn't have any real skills outside of the homeschooling he's done here. He doesn't want to go to college. He doesn't want to go into the military because I told him don't fucking do it. So what have I done? I've guided him into a condition that presents that opportunity for him to decide it's college, to learn how to be a good slave for somebody else and make somebody else rich, and be told you can do this when you are approved for a vacation. Report this time, go home when we say you're done. You go to eat when we say you can go to eat. Or he learns what dad does. So it finally happened. He's had enough of customer service and people yelling at him and cussing at him. He's coming home and mad sometimes. This is bullshit. I don't want to deal with this anymore, Dad. I'm like, I'm glad to hear it. I'm not even going to yell at you for cussing. I want to hear, I've been waiting for this. So he said something that really made me proud because I would lay money in his fucking hands to trade. I would spot him the fucking cash. You tell me what you want to do. If you want the $150,000, you show me consistency. Dad will drop $150,000 in whatever broker you want to fucking use, and it's all on right there. I'll sit co-pilot with you if you want to, but if you don't need that and you know what you're doing, I'm all for it. Let's go. But I do not want to spend no $150,000 on some fucking Ivy League prep school bullshit college because it's garbage. It's fucking trash. Your jobs aren't promised there. My stuff, I'm proving that is promised. You place your ass in front of these charts, looking for the shit I'm teaching you, you will find your payday. It's all going to be different based on what you're looking for. But I have all kinds of opportunities to choose from. And I have things I'm not going to share. So I have a little bit more advantage than the average bear. So I'm very happy. But he says to me, he says, Dad, because he sees the bullshit, like everybody else does. He's not oblivious. He's a kid that's on the internet. He sees the jokers that are trying to get a name for themselves by trolling and they can't do shit in their own trading. And he's like, I don't want anyone to be able to say you gave it to me. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? He said, I don't want you to give me the money, Dad. Like, I don't want to do that. I saw this guy on the internet. He's using these prop accounts. I was like the funded stuff. He goes, yeah, I want to do that. What's your opinion about that? I said, I don't know. I have students that are doing it and they've made money, but I don't know personally. I said, but look into whatever it is that you want to do and let's talk about it, but don't jump into anything yet. And this has been going on for about, I don't know. It was the week immediately after Christmas because Christmas week was a bunch of bullshit at his job and he had enough of it. And I tried to play like I wasn't really giving a shit. Like I wanted him to feel the pressure. Like Dad doesn't even care. I wanted him to feel that pressure. Because he's not even really in the rat race, right, folks? I mean, he's really not there. He's a kid working a freaking part-time job and bitching about how he did an 8-hour day and people cussing at him through a drive-through window, right? It's a hard day. But I get it. I get it. Nobody wants to deal with that bullshit. So he's sitting here telling me that he doesn't want me to give him the money. He wants to do it on his own because that way, if he does see anybody talk shit, he can feel proud that I didn't give it to him. I may help him in understanding how to trade, but I didn't give him the money because the old adage where, oh yeah, you got daddy's money. He's seen it in movies. He's seen it mentioned on the internet. And I'm proud of him. And you may not see it as something to be proud of, but as a fucking dad, I love that. Like, man, like that is the shit you want to hear. Like I love that. I love the fact that he wants to go on his own steam, and that fucking fires me up. See, I spotted Caleb. So he wants to do what? He wants to outdo his brother, which is normal. That's normal competition. That's sibling rivalry in the best way. So that way he can one up his brother, his older brother, say, yeah, but Dad didn't give it to me. I did it on my own. And guess what? Damn it, that fucking feels great. I fucking love that. And I'm not trying to diminish anything that Caleb's done. And Caleb, if you're listening, don't be pissed off. Dad's proud of you. But I'm absolutely stoked that he's at least having that mindset that I don't want you to do it for me. And that feels really good. I love it. Like I'm jacked the fuck up. I've been hopped up on goofballs all fucking day long with this shit. And honestly, I was wrestling around with even talking about it. And finally, like anything else, obsessive compulsive disorder kicks in. So I had to start talking about it online and asking. And I knew if I got the right information, I'd be inspired to be here jawboning with you. So here we are. So, but I asked him this morning, I said, whatever you decide to do today being before you go to bed, I told him, I said, before you lay your head down, before you fall asleep, I want you to send a text to Dad. I'll see it when I wake up. Whatever that amount is, that's the one you're going to go with. But I want you to justify in your limited understanding right now, this is the conversation we had this morning. Tell me what it is that makes you feel like you have to use the 150,000. If you stand by the fact that these are the reasons why you feel confident this is the way you need to do it, that'll support it. If you can't, I want you to be honest with me. But I want you to be honest and tell me why you want to do it with the 150.